See you later. Flipping heck, she didn't waste any time, did she? Hey everybody, welcome to the Sherpa Simulation. I'll explain what that means in a minute. Just recently we did a family day out up in the Glen on one of my other videos. The reason for that was, well, to get a day out with the family, but I had a not so hidden agenda in that I wanted to scope it out for camping, potentially for wild camping with a family, and that was a success. I think we've found some potential. So I'm here. Forecast at the beginning of the week was, sorry, not the forecast, the weather at the beginning of the week was wet and windy, but then so was I. Forecast for today, Thursday into Friday, is meant to be good. This isn't a winter camp. I think for it to be a winter camp there has to be snow on the ground where I'm camping. There's snow further up, but I'm not there. So this is an autumn camp. It's about 6 degrees at the moment. Forecast dropped to about -2 tonight, but I'm well equipped for all seasons. I can my sleeping bag and everything else will go down to minus, come and have a go, so we're good for that. The Sherpa bit, right, this is not my usual wild camping backpacking pack. This is one of these big duffel bags that you see in all these good kind of Everest things. It's a 95 litre North Face job. All right, this is my little fire bag. This is just an actual waterproof bag to keep my sort of basic firelighting stuff, because I fancy having a play with that. I've got a couple of plans with that. But this basically is everything I would have to carry for a family wild camp. One of the problems with wild camping as a family is you can't park near where you want to camp. They're making it more and more difficult for you to get access to places with your car, and it's for good reason, because sadly many people have come up camping in the Dee Valley, the Cairngorms and all this, and they've just, this leave no trace just doesn't come into it. They leave fireplaces, they leave rubbish cans, you name it. So to preserve these beautiful hills, they've made it more and more difficult to get access by car. So if I want to wild camp as a family, I'm going to have to be prepared to walk a little way. And I don't mean a huge long hike or anything like that. I've got 2 wee boys, as you might know, so it's got to be a reasonable distance. Not only that, if I'm carrying most of the family gear, likewise it's going to be a bit of a mission. This is heavy. It's 95 litres, it's full. I've got many things here, including the boys' camp sleep mats, that I won't even have to use today, but I just wanted to prove that I could do it to see if it works before bringing them up here and it all go in Pete Tong. So I've got several things in here that I won't be using on this trip, but as I said, this is a simulation. So I'm simulating a family wild camp trip, doing it on my own, so to see that it can be done, and then before bringing my family up here. The Sherpa bit is kind of obvious. It's huge, and I've not brought my walking poles, as you will see, and as we go on. The good reason for that is I'm going to be preoccupied with taking the weight of this on my back, because it doesn't have the waist belt that we're all familiar with on usual backpacks, so the whole lot is going to be on my shoulders. So a little trick is to put your hands behind your back and clasp them, and you can actually take some of the weight off for limited periods. So we'll see how we go. That's the plan. I'm going up into the Glen of Sorrow, where the Burn of Sorrow is. I've got a camping spot in mind. There is fresh running water, and so I'm well sorted. Looking forward to it. I'm really excited. I'm waffling on because I'm excited. I'm just going to talk a lot of crap. I can just feel it. So bear with me, or turn over and watch something else. Right. This is my starting point. That's the Glen of Sorrow away up in there. I can't remember where this goes, but it's looking beautiful, isn't it? A little bit more water running off the hills. than the other day when we were up with the family. I'm here, I'm in it. The Glen of Sorrow. The colour of my face. That's the burn of sorrow. Thanks, Owen. Back and me, reunited. Always learning. I had a sneaky feeling when I was on the other side. There's a reason why this patch behind me is bright green. It's sodden. It's just like a big flipping waterlogged duvet of green. Won't be camping there then. Oh well, thankfully I come up here with plenty of daylight. I'll keep going. Going way up further behind me there's just so much water underfoot in the Glen of Sorrow. The ground is very boggy, and from a distance it all looks like potential camping spots, but you get here and some of the grasses is almost as tall as me. The reason for that is just it seems to be very waterlogged, so stuff grows. So I've come back down a bit to this patch. It's not going to be the prettiest pitch, but we'll see. The tent I'm using, as I'll show you in a minute, is a little bit bigger than my usual one man as well, but as somebody I was watching recently, you got to figure it out. Okay, that's my view, folks. It's already 1:45 in the afternoon, and you can see that the sun was already quite low, casting a shadow over the Glen of Sorrow.
If it's a fast ship.
Fast ship. Fast enough for you, old man. May not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. Most definitely not the prettiest pitch. Best I can do, given this little lump of land. But time to get the inner in. This is the first time pitching this. It's an outer first. So I'll clip the inner in, and then once that's clipped in, unless I'm going to take it out to wash it, that's it done for next time. But I'll have to do that, this being the first pitch. This is the 2-person Berghaus Peak 3.2. It's the middle one in a family of 3. We've bought the 3.3, the 3-person one, as part of the family backpacking setup. And I don't need that one today. I'll go into that a bit more later on. So this is me trying out the 2-person one. The idea being that if we're away as a family, at the moment with the boys being little, the wife and I will sort of take one of them each into each of the 2 tents. When the boys are a little bit older, they'll be able to, and will no doubt want to go themselves in this one. Berghaus is a reliable make. They've dropped the ball a couple of times along the way. They had that little glitch where every little Ned in a tracksuit was wearing Berghaus and throwing bottles of Buckfast at old people, but it seemed to come through that and continue to make good and reliable gear. I like these tents. I had a look at them in detail. I've had a lot of tents, so I know what bits I don't like and what I do like. I like the finish of these tents. I like the clips and the clasps and zips. They're well thought through for what is very much a budget tent. And if we look after them, they should last a fair while. So there you go, the 2-person, the Berghaus 3.2. Okay, I've put out a little sort of waterproof tarp underneath. It's just to aid with the waterproofing at the bottom. It shouldn't really need it. I think the bottom of these tents are fairly good, and being brand new as well, it should withstand anything. But being as so far today the ground is fairly boggy, I wouldn't tempt fate, and I'll just put down the Not going to cost me anything to put a tarp down, just to help. I'm inside. It's I forgot to mention, it's a tunnel tent, which they're not too fashionable at the moment. Were very popular some years ago, but not just now. But what I would say is, nobody's bought a teepee in about 40 years, and all of a sudden they're all the rage again. So it really comes down to what you need. Tunnel tents, there are one or two inherent flaws. You can try and put them up as tight as you like, but they will still kind of sag in the middle. So as you can see already, there's issues with headroom for me. It won't be the same for my boys, but yeah, worthy of note. Even in my little one-man Nordisk, at the point where I sit to do the cooking and stuff, there is more headroom than this. But so far so good. I'm about to lay out my stuff. New sleep mat, the Berghaus sleep mat. I'm not Berghaus daft, it just happens to be a budget. I say budget, probably still about 60 quid, but compared to the Thermarests and all these Neo Airs and stuff like that, it's all I could justify, or certainly all I could get past the treasurer, if you know what I'm saying. So I got this one. It's got built-in insulating strips, supposedly, but I am putting down one of these emergency blankets anyway, just to force a habit. Might as well. I mean, this is tiny, so, and light. Got my sleep stuff sorted. Before I settle down to cook something to eat, as I said in the Myatt video, get your sweaty stuff off, because I can feel it. My feet are cold, my back's cooling with the sweat and stuff like that, so I'm gonna get the sweaty stuff off. Who doesn't get a pang of jealousy when somebody says, I got a new Osprey bag? Alright, I got a new Osprey bag. Hey, and before you think that's flipping useless, it's my new ultralight backpack. Check it out. It's even got my hoodie in it. Hey! As the sun's gone, the temperature is dropping a wee bit, so I'm going to put on this little puppy. Just get warmer. I have another surprise in store as far as that goes. Oh my goodness, I don't believe I've done that. I rigged up a little drying line here from front to back, and it's to put my sweaty t-shirt on and my sweaty blue fleece. Thought that was quite resourceful. Surprise. Right, as this was the simulation camp, I have brought along the 3-person tent just because I needed to know that I could carry it and that I could fit it in the bag. Wrong! What's actually in here, this is the 3-person bag, okay, so I've still fitted it in. As you can see, it's filled to bursting, but what is in here, if it does get particularly nasty tonight, I don't think it will, but just for fun, I have afforded myself the luxury, well, that's the hood, of my North Face McMurdo parka. This thing eats cold. It eats it. One thing I like to do when I'm away camping as a little treat, little je ne sais quoi, and it's also something to do, is a fresh jelly. Chop it up, stick it in whatever you're doing, and just add something, doesn't it? Mexican chili beans with extra chilies. Stop filming for a little bit there. Simple. I just wasn't feeling it. I've been kind of angry all day today, as my wife will testify to. That's for me to worry about, not you. But yeah, I was angry that I was angry, because it was kind of spilling over into this trip, and this is something that I love doing. So I was kind of resenting the fact that I was angry doing something I love. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I stopped filming for a little bit. I've had something to eat. and I took a bit of time out to just reflect really and thinking. So I'm back. And I just wanted to say a note of thanks really. The online outdoor wild camping community is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's been a little bit of a lifeline for me lately. It's not competitive. I haven't witnessed any kind of snobbery or anything like that. It's just very encouraging and real great bunch of people to be connected with. One day might bump into a few of them. It would be great. But a few thanks. One, certainly Chris at MCM Outdoors. He's going from strength to strength. Continue to enjoy his videos as he looks to do more and different things with them. So all the best, Chris, with that. Paul Messner certainly is, I would say, Paul, remember us all when you're rich and famous, because you seem to be putting together a really solid kind of format. Really enjoying that. Sconja, not seen or heard much from you lately. I hope you're well. It would be great to see you put another vid up. I can't leave out Twin Peaks Wild Camping. Solid couple of brothers, Welsh lads. Really enjoy their approach. No nonsense, no messing, no fusses. They're not so much into the fancy gear, but just getting out there and oh great, I've just got a message while I'm in the middle of talking here. So they're, yeah, great, solid couple of lads. Enjoy their videos. I love their, well, to quote them actually, their kind of have a go attitude. They're of similar age to me, so I can relate when they're struggling on some of the climbs. Good lads. And lastly, Hayes Outdoors. I'm not giving him a shout out. He's a legend. I mean, let's be honest, all of us. He is the grand master at all of this. But I'm not giving him a shout out because simply my wife fancies him too much. When he gets in those tidy little black shorts and goes to dunk his junk with them big quads of his, my wife goes all, and can barely string a sentence together. So he's not getting a shout out. He's a legend, but he's not getting a shout out. So I just wanted to say thanks. I'm pretty sure that's the people I wanted to give a shout out to, a mention. It is a fun community, so if you're just getting started in this and you've stumbled on some of these guys on YouTube, get stuck in, because they'll do nothing but encourage you. Great bunch. I've got on beer. I said in my Demite video that I'm a creature of habit. I'm not going to be trying loads of different ones. I didn't lie, but I have actually got a different one this time. My wife introduced me to this. She likes sort of spotting new ones. This is a Black Sheep brewery. I'd love to go and visit them one day. Pineapple milkshake. And I tell you now, it's a new taste sensation. When you get to my age, you think, well, there's no new tastes. There's nothing new under the sun. I got this. I was blown away. It's delicious. So I don't buy a lot of these because you can have too much of a good thing. So it's never going to become my breakfast beer like Brewdog, the Punk IPAs. But for now and again, this is a little treat. They are delicious. I hope to find more of a sort of similar. I keep looking, but nothing's quite hit the spot like this. They are absolutely delicious. So I'm going to enjoy this just now, and I might get back to you later on. Thanks. Hello folks. I'm not sure you can pick that out, those what might appear random dots in the distance. With the naked eye, it actually looks quite pretty. It's the new Edinburgh crossing, 4th crossing. Anyway, I can see it from here. That's nice. Now here's the thing. In my Demite video, I was proudly showing off my heavy sort of chrome mug. And I'm going on about coffee being flavoursome and all that sort of stuff. And I was watching Twin Peaks Wild Camping. The lads, I think it might have been Simon or Mark, I can't remember, but one of them had a bigger mug. Stroke of genius. he put 2 sachets of coffee in it.
Hi folks, just done out for a wee belly whiz. Come to the conclusion, there's only one thing better than a down jacket, and that's 2 down jackets. And I don't know if you can see any of that behind me, probably not, or maybe you can. 4th crossing, round here pitch black, but what is nice is you can see all the stars. You can't see them where I live because of all the light pollution from Grangemouth. But anywho, too cold to stand around here, as you were. Disappointed that I'm not really able to get a fire going. There would be no way to do it here and remain within the spirit of leave no trace. It's such thick grass, there's nowhere that I can clear that I'd be able to have a fire and, you know, yeah, leave no trace. So I'm going to sacrifice that, leave the place looking nice, and do something else. Good morning. That was an interesting night. Being on such a hill, me in this, trying to stay on top of this and hold it in position. There's like a couple of silkworms on a wedding night. Mental. This is what I've woken up to this morning. It's my view. I have to appreciate it despite the lousy night's sleep. But, and the tent performed well. All good. If the audio is okay in this video, it's with no small thanks, but big thanks to my good friend David, who suggested that I put a woolly sock over it. Many people apparently put fleece sort of socks over GoPros and things like that. So I got this is the end of a sweatband that Mrs. B stitched the end of for me, and I press go and then just slide it over the end of the phone like such. So if it is better, thank you David, you inspired that one. Nice one. Dobry dzień. Greg eto porridge. Da, spasiba. One handy thing about bringing a tarp with you is that if the weather's nice like this, or dry even, you can get all your crap out on it and you can pack it in a nice orderly fashion, get everything nice. I know what it's like to put a tent away in heavy rain or being invaded by midges. That's not a lot of fun either, and you tend to try and cram stuff in. It's just a nightmare for walking with and stuff. So this morning, as you can see, blue sky, got everything out. All that's left is the tent. Look at the state of that. All that's left is get the tent away, and then I can pack everything up and head down for my lift. As we always say, leave no trace, save for the flat bit where my tent was. That'll soon come back to life. All good. And we'll head off. Frost on the ground here. Does that qualify as a winter camp? Perhaps not. This is some heavy going. All that gymnastics yesterday. It's so boggy. All that gymnastics is a flipping big bridge. Home stretch. Sherpa. My. Isn't that a sight for sore eyes? The speed you went away, thought you were never coming back.